So I think Jim Henson is one of the greatest storytellers of all time.
Hitchcock.
I meant more from like our generation sort of time period.
James Wan.
Who also I think he's one of the greatest child storytellers of all time.
Spielberg.
So I think the reason why Jim Henson is considered one of the greatest puppeteers of all time.
John Malkovich.
Howdy, I'm Jacob, and recently I rewatched the original Muppets movie. And the only reason I did is because, and hear me out in this, I like to feel good about myself. Anyway, I was so surprised to discover that I don't view that movie the same way I did as a kid.
But Jacob, you'll always have the spirit of a child inside of you.
As it turns out, we don't view movies the same way throughout our lives. The movie experience is unique to each viewer, dependent on the viewer and dependent on where that viewer is in their lives. As an example, children are more likely to relate to Transformers because they behave like literal children most of the time.
Dead! I'm the leader now!
Whereas adults are more likely to relate to the modern movies for the story. One of the signs of good storytelling is the ability to appease both. Having scenes that keep kids entertained whilst also appeasing the adults watching. Jim Henson is a brilliant demonstration of this ability. Initially starting off with Sesame Street, Henson quickly became worried that he was going to be typecast as a children's entertainer, and as a result wanted to branch out into alternative forms of entertainment, which apparently means brilliantly hilarious puppets, but also nightmare-inducing scary puppets. But that also brings me back to one scene from the Muppets movie.
Sometimes even frogs have rainy days.
No, not that scene. I'd rather not cry today. What I actually mean is this scene.
Uncle Kermit, is this about how the Muppets really got started?
Well, it's sort of approximately how it happened.
This scene is so brilliantly written, brilliantly done, and just brilliant to perceive. I know the scene seems pretty innocuous, but it's one of the only scenes in the movie that can play to multiple generations, multiple ways.
Multiple ways, you say?
Yes, multiple ways.
Multiple ways, you say?
Multiple ways, I say.
Multiple ways.
Multiple ways. Oh, hey, look, I'm in a new location. This scene is brilliant because its interpretation depends on where you are in your life and what viewing you're on. Say if you're a child. When I was a kid and I watched this scene, I saw it as Kermit saying, yeah, this is how we met, but it's slightly funnier. But then as a teenager, I interpreted this as Kermit is lying to his nephew. This gives the in-canon explanation that this is just the Muppets making a movie about how the Muppets would have met, which fits very well in with that universe, but also allows for the interpretation that Kermit is lying with kindness. He doesn't want to tell his nephew that this isn't how the Muppets met. He doesn't want to spoil that Santa Claus isn't real, but he also doesn't want to lie to him either. Now finally we have the adult interpretation. You see, as an adult, I don't actually view this scene to have any vocal impression from the Muppets. I view this as Jim Henson talking directly to us, the viewer. It's a very gentle way of breaking the canon in the world to communicate with us that, hey, this is all fiction. None of this is real. The Muppets aren't real. But if they were real, this is how I imagine they would have met. This scene and a fair whack at the Muppets movie is brilliantly crafted to be both appealing to children and adults. And that's why I find Jim Henson to be a brilliant storyteller. There were so many moments like this spread throughout his movies. Miss Piggy presenting as a symbol for beauty and attraction whilst also being in control of her scenes and her placements. That goofy scene with Gonzo realizing that he isn't like any of the other Muppets. A scene about feeling isolated no matter your social circumstances simply because you're different and having to come to terms with that. Now, I know this might feel a little bit like,
I know Jim Henson! I know his heart!
But I also think it speaks of his ability as a storyteller. The fact that this many years later, people can still look and have fun interpreting his scenes. And it is fun. I really enjoyed talking about this today, and I sincerely hope that you enjoyed viewing. If you have any other different interpretation of the theory or scene, please comment it down below. Otherwise, thanks for watching. And as always, please share, like, and subscribe. It would mean the literal world to me. Hey, so somebody who helped me with this video was my girlfriend Jessie Grace. She's really amazing. You should check out her channel, link down below, or her Instagram, because she does a lot of art stuff, link down below. But she's actually got a collection coming out soon, and you know, that's good, and that's great. And so I'm just trying to help it along and trying to support her. So I'm going to link that down below. And if you like some of the pictures that I'm about to put up, you should go check her out because it's really awesome. And probably buy one of her prints because I'm trying to support her because she's lovely and fantastic and amazing. Okay, that should be good. Now, if you could put the lens cap on that and set the oven to 200 degrees, that's a cold wind.
Yep.
I'm going to jump in the shower.